Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. I am Ski.
And I'm half tired.
Me too. So I'm well beyond half. I was half tired about 4.5, 5 hours ago. Now I'm just tired. Full-fledged tired. But normally we get about 10 minutes into this and suddenly I'm not tired and I'm up until like 11 o'clock midnight. So
Then you take care of the other show and then you go to bed.
oh, they're all done. Don't worry,
Ah.
that's all done. I'll make sure that energy is out of me way before we get here. Completely different energy. If I'm disgruntled here, don't watch the other one. So I'm a little bit.
The only thing that makes me disgruntled is Cameron Grimes. Yeah.
On NXT, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
If we're talking, I mean, what else do they have? I mean, and Kyle O'Reilly, the new thing. It just makes me unhappy, I guess. That's not really disgruntled. Cameron Grimes makes me want to play in traffic while I'm skipping across the street with him. Maybe it'll work better the second time. Maybe I could do it with him. And just turn and just let him take the blow. I don't know. Would I ever do that? No. But dear God, it makes him go away.
Yeah.
It hurts my brain. But the Falls Count Anywhere match to start out the night on NXT was good all the way until the last 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I mean, an easy story to follow, nothing crazy. Very good back and forth. A lot. I mean, that was a pretty long match.
Yeah, that went for a while.
Yeah, that seemed like forever. I mean, it wasn't
the best way possible.
Long. Yeah. It didn't seem like it was it seemed like a long match for what they did, but I mean, it wasn't like anything crazy. It's not like it ate up the first hour.
I think they got 3 segments.
Yeah.
Solid. I think there were 2 commercial breaks during it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. They just need to keep doing what they're doing with it.
Yeah. Again, the end with, whatever the hell that guy's name was.
Yeah.
This is why your ratings are down, because we can't have a single match that doesn't end with something stupid.
Yeah.
We went through a whole week of NXT, Raw, and SmackDown where there were 2 matches that didn't end that way. And the 15 plus that were on TV, 2 didn't end with that. We went a whole Raw where every single one went that way. 3 hours. I'm hitting things. 3 hours. Every one of them had a run-in of some stupid kind.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
But I mean, it's setting up some kind of faction, I mean, because you think about it.
It is, but
there's not many out there at this point.
Tony Khan has been in the wrestling game for a little over a year. When he can legitimately call you out and say, well, all their matches end that way. And he's right.
Yeah.
He's been in the game for 10 minutes and he's going, man, no wonder no one wants to watch it.
What factions do we really have besides The Way?
What factions do we need? We got Legado, boom, 2. Done. Yeah. And Legado ain't breaking up anytime soon. I mean,
well, you have The Way, and then
The Way's been the one that's been around for. I mean, because even when the Undisputed Era was still around for that last year, they really weren't there all that often.
Yeah,
they were still there. They were there for War Games, but otherwise, I mean, we barely saw Bobby Fish. Then we probably saw
you have them, you have LDF, and now you have this new.
So you have
That's good. I mean, I think 3 factions is enough. You have
might be too much. They're not actually getting, just because they're not going to do anything with them. Well, I mean, really, what are they going to do with Swerve? I mean,
the Way is going to be The Way,
That's the best one they have going.
Except for poor old Austin Theory,
who's going to get his head caved in next week.
Yeah.
That's what I took away. After that match, I was like, great. And then there he is. Those things are huge. I'm like, oh, what? He's talking about her nails. Why? Because they just have him that stupid that he's talking about her nails. And I'm like, great. He's getting his head caved in. Good. Because why not? That's how bad competition is. We have Karrion Kross taken out. What's his nuts? A few weeks ago, the former cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
took out him, and now he's going to kill Theory.
But I think in the long
Hopefully,
run,
it'll be a great thing in the long run. But
oh yeah, it's the dividend. It'll pay the dividends. I honestly think Balor, Dunn. Sorry, I'm half asleep. Balor, Dunn, and Karrion. Karrion loses.
you weren't last week.
Yeah, I'm thinking. It's going to end up in the triple threat match. Karrion's not going to get pinned. Either Balor's going to be Dunn or Dunn's going to be Balor. Karrion goes to the main roster. It doesn't hurt him because he's not the guy that gets pins. I think that's how they get themselves out of that situation.
Or they're just going to have it.
You know,
Sound like I just got demonically possessed. Or is it just me? That sounded like a grumbly. Roar. There's a demon inside. Just because we're talking about Finn Balor doesn't mean we have to have demons coming out. But I mean, I think the three of them are going to, him and Kyle, and them are just going to have a triple threat. And I think they're going to drag out the cross thing just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I've never been so happy to have my door unlocked. I've never been so happy. Genius. See, because I know things. But I think they're going to have them do a triple threat and drag it. I think it's going to be dragged out a little bit longer. I don't know which.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, that's how it's going to end. Is one of them's going to end up like, he's not going to be involved, and he's just going to poof gone because he's going to be money. She's going to they're going to be money on the main roster. They're going to make lots and lots of money. And they're going to be right in the mix right away, and they're going to keep doing it. I don't think they're going to kill that. Vince will, but
I mean,
Vince
looking at how, who do you really going to have? I think he would go to Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, I wholeheartedly agree on that, just for the simple fact, because who's going to defeat Lashley? Who's going to be believable? I mean, Strowman's believable, Drew's believable, but the repetition is going to get boring.
And really, I mean, another good way they could do this, go to a distant time with me. He takes out Sheamus, gets the U.S. title just so he has something, and slowly build him. And Sheamus, I could see him doing good with Lashley. Yeah. He's big enough and mean enough.
Yeah.
Like, you could believe Sheamus at least getting in there just to kill time for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just that's the only other person they have. So I was just riddling you that for a time being.
Well, and that also depends on what comes out of the draft, though, too, if there is one this year.
If there is one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't understand why we're not even advertising.
Usually around this time, there's a draft.
It's not like they aren't working out of the same building.
Yeah, I mean, at least before SummerSlam, but we're what, 3 months away from SummerSlam. So if there was going to be a draft, I figured it would have been by now. So I'm
normally do it by now.
I'm counting out that there's not going to be a draft.
It's really amazing how many times they did it when they were traveling. So everyone had to make it from here, there, across the country, all that.
Yeah.
To get it done between live events, not just to get there. So it's all in the same damn building and no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
And this is the longest I think we've waited.
Yeah.
Maybe it just feels that way, but I thought it was done before Money in the Bank last year.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I guess, but it was around Money in the Bank because remember, Backlash, Becky didn't compete with the title, and then Money in the Bank, they had that whole Asuka thing. See, that's how they did that. So we have another month or so before it was last year, at least, but I don't know why they wouldn't do it now.
Well, speaking of women's division, I'm still not getting Frankie Monet, and I think I never will.
She hurts my brain. She desecrated a tank.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about tanks. Especially as of yesterday, there's no more tanks.
Yeah.
The whole thing is gone. I said it was a dying breed. Guess what? Now it's officially dead. They killed it, and I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. I kind of actually hate it more than Cameron Grimes. At least when he gets hit in the face, I feel a little better. I just see her, and it's just nothing.
Yeah.
That's when I turn on music on here. See, you people say, how did you miss that? Like the other night when you're at Lucha House Party, beat Shelton and Cedric. I was like, that's who it was. Because I was like, oh. And I just had music on, looked up, went, okay.
There goes another tag team out of the tag teamless division.
Missed the whole entire match. Just looked up, went, oh. That's
But
how she
speaking
is.
of tag team action, Grizzled Young Veterans versus Ciampa and Thatcher.
That was
Very
a-
good match.
That was a hell of a match. That's exactly
yeah.
what you expected it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expected any less.
No, like
Hopefully,
for the time they had.
Hopefully Wade Barrett got his shoe back. I believe he did.
But for the time that they had to put that on,
yeah,
like that told a hell of a story. And
yeah,
I think they only had one commercial. They only had 2 segments, I believe.
Yeah,
I mean, they did a great service when they had the Grizzled Young Veterans in the ring when they came back from commercial break. So we only had to deal with like one entrance, which gave them like an extra 30 seconds, but an extra 30 seconds on a match on TV.
Yeah,
is like
I mean
a light year.
Just another good tag team match where you don't need any kind of story buildup. Just let them rest. And by the way, I don't know if you saw the poster earlier. Something came through my feed, but Ciampa really beefed up. I mean, you noticed the difference. Like he's wow.
Hey,
and for his age,
he knows that's the thing. He knows he's at the end of it. So I mean, I'm happy to see someone at the end of it really, really putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Like he makes I think he's a little bit heavier than Ray, barely, if that. He makes Ray look like a teeny little person.
Yeah.
He makes Ray look. I mean, Ray's already small. Ciampa's roughly right around the same weight. He's not much bigger, and he makes Ray look like he's like 110 pounds. So he makes Ray look like Leon Ruff.
Yeah. Like I saw it. I think it was I don't know if it was Men's Health or whatever the article was, but they actually gave his workout, and it's insane.
But he's always been that way, and I think the more he does that, the longer he's around, the better for everyone down there, because no matter what, he's going to put on a match. He gives everybody credibility.
Yeah.
He's never thrown a dud out there.
Even after, he's going to be a great producer. He's going to be a great mentor, coach. I don't see him going anywhere.
No, I mean, especially as he's lived down there for what? However many years he's been down there.
Yeah.
Like he's established, and it's like what? No matter what, when we're like they're doing it at the Performance Center. Like I like how they turned that into like the Capitol Wrestling Center. I do love that, because you see them outside and you're all, it's a Performance Center. Like, I don't give a damn what you call it. That's it. They've done a great job, and he's right there all the time. I think he'd be one of those. They'd be dumb to not take advantage of everything that he's got to give, because he's actually getting better with age. Like, you know what? They said to the main roster all retired. It's like, cool, we'll keep you down here. Now he's bulking up, and he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. And God bless America for that, because as long as he's still around, at least I know I'll see something I want to watch, unlike Frankie Monet.
Yeah.
Who I want to watch walk off a short pier. Notice I didn't say with anything around her ankles. She could swim away. I don't care. Just go somewhere. And if you're near a pier, I'm nowhere near you. So I won't hear you talking, screaming, laughing, anything. And you're in Florida. There has to be lots of piers.
Fact.
Like, go for a swim and just don't stop. Go somewhere. Go to AEW. I'll never watch it. Go to Raw. You'll get buried. I won't have to worry about you. Because we still have to worry about Charlotte. Just get her away from there and stop desecrating tanks with your little fluffy. Yes, the one thing that pissed me off. The tank. Like, dude, if only they knew what happened yesterday. Desecrate tanks the day before they kill tanks. Such a bad thing. And back to Grimes. I hate to go back to Grimes, but
yeah, I mean, we had a couple.
Sure, Hale did look good.
Yeah,
the guy he was against me, he had some good strikes and throwing everything in there. I mean, I hate Grimes' finisher, because the guy's standing there looking at him for like 4 seconds before he goes running his jump up, like to do his finisher. It's like he could have moved a lot, and we got to see the $1 Million Man too.
Yeah,
I was just hoping those were rumors.
Yeah,
poor $1 Million Man.
I gotta make money somehow.
Poor $1 Million Man. That's a good one. Never mind, Cameron Grimes. So poor, like, hey, what? You need some money? Yeah.
And then you had a couple backstage segments with Gargano and all them, and
hey, but
again.
Hey, Gargano though, again, they did great backstage.
Yeah.
And I mean, Theory sadly made the best like whole segment of the whole night backstage. You know, it's just those are the biggest thing. What your nails? Like, you know, and then what? Oh, he's gonna get his head taken off, and they're having like it's so stupid. And there he is, wondering why no one wants to be his friend. Well, you know.
I mean, I think the whole segment then when Cross made his way to the ring, he seemed a little bit better.
And his mic skills were night and day. Like I wrote that down. His mic skills were night and day.
Yeah, a lot of improvement. He was able to hold his own this time. Then we had
maybe they let him have a little bit more of his own though. I mean, maybe it was one of those.
Then
like
we had O'Reilly join the whole shtick there. Finn came out. Who do you? I don't know. It just makes me.
Can you say his name?
Who's believable enough?
Can you say his name?
Done.
There you go. Forgot him. Can't forget him.
I was getting there. I was going to be other.
Well, if you mentioned Finn, I mean Pete Dunne was way already.
Or who knows? You know, maybe
Finn. I mean, Pete could do the thing, but I mean,
maybe we get a fatal 4-way out of it, and O'Reilly just out of nowhere.
I mean, that would at least help build him. But I mean, they legit just had Cross Saito suplexing everything under the sun before he finally got attacked by two other guys from behind, and he kept going with that too.
Yeah.
Sorry, no matter who they throw in the ring, no one's going to believe it. Unless they put Keith Lee back down there. He's like, hi. Like, I'm going to take your title. Then you can go get wasted on the main roster. But he has Scarlett, so he won't get wasted because, well, it's Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
She's blonde. She looks like that. Just in case anyone's, we all know Vince. Here's the thing for attractive blondes. Cross will get used on the main roster.
Yeah.
I mean, look how long Primo and Epico are around. And that's nothing against them, but look when they did Primo and Epico, then they were the Matador idiots. But look how long Rosa Mendez was around. What did Rosa do? Like, what did she even bring to the table? They're like, hey, look at her. She looks good, like dressed in a skirt. Let's get her. Like, she was on TV for forever and she couldn't even do anything.
Yeah.
No offense to whatever she's doing now, except being a mom, but she wasn't good. Like, look at them all.
So, yeah.
Has talent. Scarlett has talent.
Then that brings us to Ramir and Saray. A good, short, quick match. Very good.
Very short.
Very short, clean win. It was just, I know it was kind of more of a filler, but I enjoy.
That was the worst part of it. That was the worst part of it for me, but I was okay with it because again, we had Rough and Swerve, we had the Gristled Young Veterans and Champion Thatchers beat the tar out of each other.
At least it's giving them opportunity.
Yeah.
And all about the opportunity. It was a short match, good back and forth, clean win, nothing exciting. But again,
the main event wasn't bad either. So I mean,
no, not at all.
The backstage afterwards, and they're all yay, and suddenly here comes Tony, and there's
and then
Zoe Stark to get up in her grill.
I'll say before the main event, we had some Imperium stuff, the usual. Then we have another vignette for Diamond Mine, and for those of you that think it's Tessa Blanchard, sorry, unless they're really playing it close to the chest. Not even AEW is interested in her. Supposedly WWE is not interested in her. Again, unless they're playing it close to the chest, because she was talking AEW. So I don't know.
It would make sense though. Would you want to not play it close to the cuff after everything that she pulled last year?
Yeah.
I mean, this, like Triple H would be the one guy to be like, "What? No, really? What? You pull any of that ever again, I swear to God, I will fire you immediately. Yeah. Like I won't let you go home and not come back for a couple weeks. I'll just fire you."
Tessa's not. There's no interest with AEW.
It's her attitude.
Well, yeah, I guess she does. I mean,
that's really her biggest problem. Never mind her work in the ring. Like, look how far she made it. Like, she's not really a good human being.
No, she needs to be humbled. That's for sure.
She needs to grow just the smallest bit up. When I say the smallest, I mean, I would make my hand bigger.
She needs to do the McIntyre thing. She needs to go and and make her name and come back. I don't think they should really. And if they plan on, you know, if she's linked to this Diamond Mine stuff, I really hope she's learned her lesson, because honestly, she seems like one of those people that needs the McIntyre treatment. Go over to New Japan, go over to here, go there.
Except McIntyre, I mean, he was less of a prop. Like I mean,
But I'm
why?
saying,
Why?
like,
I'm saying
as
to
far
grow
as-
up.
yeah,
To grow
as
up,
far as
but
growing
his,
up, yes.
but his, I mean, his, like, I mean, he was like brought in to be like the prodigal son and the great, and then like he had
Yeah.
all of his mom died and like all the other things, and then they
Yeah.
stuck him in 3MB. And well, if they stuck me in 3MB, no offense, everyone's all, well, it's not like he really tried that hard. Where the hell was 3MB going? I'll
Yeah.
tell you where they could have been the greatest thing ever. They were going, they were coming out
Yeah.
in leather with
And
cowboy
nothing-
hats,
yeah.
playing air guitar. They
Yeah,
were going.
and nothing
nowhere.
against Drew, because he has come a long way, but
Tessa's way
it's-
farther
it's
off
more-
than
it's just more to
he needed to grow.
yeah,
She needs to grow the up.
yeah. But
So
I'm
there-
saying though,
It
if
could
you-
do good for her.
if you,
Go-
but that's
her-
the thing.
Japan.
If you grow as a wrestler, most of the time you're gonna the attitude.
Oh yeah, but she
the
needs Japan.
appreciation changes.
She needs
you know.
Japan.
Yeah.
Those boys in Japan, everyone always said, "What they grow you up real quick, fast,
Oh,
and
yeah.
hurry." Like it is no joke over there. All of them say it. Even the most biggest, just vile people about I went to Japan, they just beat the living hell out of you until you what?
Yeah.
But they will humble you fast.
I mean, Carl Anderson, Finn Balor, AJ Styles,
Festus. I'm sorry, Luke.
Luke,
Sorry.
Doc Gallows, get it right.
If
The
it
Good
helps,
Brothers.
if
The
it
Good
helps, if it helps, when you came back to WWE, Vince didn't even remember that he had you as Festus. You were just what that, but thank you, Jesus. Because think if you got, oh my God, he signed you and Anderson. You remember that you were Festus. Your career was over before he even ruined it.
Yeah.
Festus Biscuit. Jesus
Biscuits and
Christ.
gravy.
Oh, and you thought that Heavy Machinery was bad. Go back and look up Jesse and Festus.
Yeah. Go listen to the theme. It's
Biscuits
still
and
out there.
Biscuits and gravy. It's the worst thing.
Made
ever.
me a man. Biscuits and gravy is all that I am. Like, look at the lyrics in the theme, for God's sake. You know,
I mean,
like,
AJ Styles like lyrics, it doesn't make sense, but
But
it's a
it's-
good song.
yeah.
That was just bad across
I'm
the
a
board.
homeboy with that farmer strength. What does it mean? Just,
It's like John Cena. Can't see me. My time is now. I
Yeah.
mean, you listen to the actual album, you listen to it, what the hell is he really getting at here?
Yeah.
He's just throwing really catchy like slogans together and making it
Yeah.
make sense. Good for him. But it makes more sense than Frankie Monet.
Yeah.
Tessa Blanchard, she could be, she just needs to grow up
yeah,
because she was on top of the world. Drew never even made it as far as she did.
yeah,
Like, and look at her last, I mean, look why they put up with it for as long as they did. Look at her last name.
yeah.
I think
Agreed.
I think there was a guy named Tully that might be to blame for that,
Yeah.
or another guy named Richard Fleer, or one of those Andersons, not Mister, or Kennedy for anyone that's confused. Neither of the Misters. I'm not talking about the Matrix. Do you have to say it twice when you switch to Anderson?
And
Like,
I,
was it Mr. or like he did when he was Kennedy, or is it just Mr. Anderson?
no, when he went to TNA Impact, whatever they call it nowadays, or whatever they reference.
Whatever the hell it
actually,
is.
I guess it was TNA at that point. It was Mr. Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, say, but he only said it once. Or did he do Kennedy? Like he said
No,
it
no,
17 times.
No, he
You just said it once? Okay.
he was about to say it, and then, you know,
He got okay, but I was just making
he-
sure.
he called himself.
I was saying, did he say it twice? Yeah, because that always every time I watch an autograph auction, it's like I got a Mr. Kennedy.
I have a Mr. Kennedy.
And then they
autograph.
turn around, Kennedy. Like no matter what, you have to say it twice. Like, yep, doesn't matter what you call him. It could be a TNA picture, but everyone will repeat it twice. And he will be Mr. Wasn't he an attitude problem too?
Yeah, just
Obnoxious.
attitude. Yeah, I was gonna say more of more the
He was
mind
like, what
child.
was his name? What he was like Leo Rush. The talent was there. Everyone just wanted to literally fight him backstage. From some stories I saw, not as bad as Leo, like Leo Rush, everyone literally, he was kind of like Enzo. Everyone just wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
No offense, Enzo. Which he now spells NZO, by the way. He just cut the E out. Wonder how happy Vince is about that one. Anyway, hopefully she grows up. I have no idea who it's going to be. I'm not paying any attention to it. I'm just going to wait and see who it is. I'm not thinking too much into Diamond anything because I see that and I just want to go do yoga, regardless of who it is. I just think of DDP and well, my brain goes to a happy place because they're going to screw it up because that's what they do.
Yeah.
It's what I do. And that should be Vince McMahon should have that as a slogan, not Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Screw it up. It's what I do.
So then that brings us to LA Knight and Jake Atlas. A good classic back and forth match.
It was 2 minutes long.
Was that?
It was 2 minutes long.
Well, but still, I mean, for what?
They spent more time, like LA Knight almost spent more time walking to the ring and running his mouth than the whole match. Here's a good question. Why didn't they let Jake Atlas go? This is all they've done to him for like a year and a half, 2 years now. He comes back, he gets squashed. He gets a good push, then he gets squashed. He vanishes, he comes back. I'm back, squashed.
Well,
time to crap or get off the pot, kid.
True. I mean, but at least it was a quick match.
It was a good match. There was nothing. It was clean. They actually had good back. They had a little back and forth.
And maybe this opens up an opportunity for a good back and forth program. I think they could do.
I mean, I hope it. They just haven't so far. That's my only problem with it. They haven't.
It's like prime example. They take these two guys that are good, that could feed off each other, and LA Knight's first run, waste of time. Like you said,
remember his first run.
Yeah. Jake Atlas, as you said, come back, get squashed, come back, program, get squashed, goes away, comes back. Like if they could take these two guys and do a solid, just a back and forth program, let them wrestle.
Yeah.
Just let them wrestle. That's all you need to do.
I mean, let them do what Santos is doing with Kushida. Look how long again. He shows up on the screen. They're dragging out even long. There's more of a story behind, a little bit more of a story because Kushida, we know his English, like it's nothing against him and his English. I mean, he's spent how many years in Japan before he came here? I mean, it's not like he really had aspirations to come to WWE because he wasn't the build until NXT took off. Yeah, he was never going to make it until there was an NXT and they brought the cruiserweights back. But look, I mean, the little bit of time they're talking, like, look how long this has gone on. And they haven't failed yet. 2 out of 3 falls match. I think the idiots are going to screw it up. I think I'm going to be really unhappy, but damn it, we're going to have a good match. So this whole build up. I mean,
it came out. Escobar, as always, cuts a good promo.
Yes, he does.
I mean, that LDF just all in general just is good.
I hate the one.
Well, you got
the heavier one, just because of his haircut. Like not Wild. Mendoza's the more jacked one of the two.
I think so.
Yeah, whichever one, Wild or Mendoza, like just his hair. I look at his hair, I'm like, I hate you. I don't know what it is about haircuts like that. That's like go away. But those two together, they're one of the best tag teams they have down there.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing with LDF. You have Escobar doing his own thing. You've got the other guys doing their own thing.
And it only intermingles every once in a while, which makes it
and that's good. Like, keep it.
They don't keep them. They keep them one's here.
Yeah.
One's here. They keep them separated, and they only like for the cross thing suddenly.
Yeah.
But very rarely, he sends them away and they're not involved. And I'm completely okay with that, which is why it works.
Yes.
Because it's not just everyone cornholing each other every 3 seconds. And they're when they're on TV together too much.
Yeah.
It makes it stale.
Kind of like when you had D-Generation X. X-Pac was doing his thing. Age Outlaws were doing their thing.
H was doing his thing.
And then every once in a while you had,
every once in a while, everyone had to come together and it worked.
Yeah.
X-Pac had the worst.
I mean, even when the New Age Outlaws were doing their thing with the tag team division, they even had individual one-on-one matches. And
they did. It worked. But again, look what era that was.
Yeah, agreed.
Except for like the only one that got the worst out of all that, if we're on that, was X-Pac when he went and did X Factor. because that song sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's how the things like that work. Just like Imperium. I can't stand looking at Eichner, whoever it is, his ridiculous haircut. Bartel, like all of the, but Wolf is back now and he just stormed off after Walter was talking in God knows what language to him. But they've all been like together, but because of
Yeah.
COVID and everything and like travel restrictions, like they've been so separate that it still works. Like you got to keep them doing their own things because if you don't, they're always just right there doing everything. People will get stale nowadays.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Imperium. Like as you said, they can utilize them individually, tag team, Walter on his own, together, and it's like each member. I mean, I think every member of Imperium, like you can throw them with anybody, and there really doesn't need to be a storyline except just wrestle.
Just
like
go.
that's what I like about it. Like you don't have to
Again,
spend 2 to 3, 4 weeks, maybe a month to build one of those people within someone else.
I hate the music. I hate the posing. I hate all of it. But I hate looking at them.
Yeah.
But they don't they could just show up and attack people.
Yeah.
And boom, story. And you're not upset because they can go and their matches are, you can see that they can go in their matches.
Walter and Ciampa.
One of the best things you ever saw.
Yeah.
In the last year. I'm not going to say ever, but in NXT and like since COVID started, that was, and how many times did they wrestle together? What
so far that would be like in my top 5 matches of the year so far.
I mean, Brian, the KO and never mind. I can't give KO and Roman the top because stupid handcuff key.
Yeah.
If you take Paul Heyman out of the equation, they literally just beat the hell out of each other. That was good.
Yeah.
And the triple threat at Mania. Like they told a great story. Edge didn't look old. They finally let Edge not let stood there and just hold his neck for 90% of the match, looking old. He was out there just beating up. They finally let him. Because everyone, he looks old. Well, maybe if they let him actually wrestle, like he wouldn't be out there if he was that feeble.
Yeah.
Like, let him just be Edge. And look, it looked great. They had a great match. It was a great story. That was probably the takeaway like the whole entire weekend.
Yeah.
That was good. And Roman, like him and Daniel Bryan, that was probably one of the best matches I've seen in a very long time from SmackDown. Yeah. If we're talking about top 5, those two, like that made Roman look really, really, really good.
And did Cesaro a favor too.
Yep. Did him a favor. It was the full circle thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though my thumbs didn't match up on the bottom, deal with it. And we got to see again, $1 Million Man was there.
Yep.
We got to see Zoe Stark show up and get in Toni Storm's face, so she couldn't get into what's her name's face, which I think Zoe and her will put on. Like Zoe hasn't put on a bad match yet.
Yeah, and it's just simple build up, simple promo. Let them wrestle. That's it. You don't need flash or anything. Like they know how to.
They overly stupid everything.
Yeah,
and like I hate to find another word, but they just go and go and go. Like what? Have a few words.
Yeah, and that's
people getting in each other's faces done. I mean, look how many WrestleMania buildups with Taker just involved at a sign, not like I'd rather look at that than a WrestleMania sign, but just they look.
Yep.
He looks done. Everyone walks away and story.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, that's all he needed was the streak.
I'm saying, but like that's all you need. Like they overdo it so many times and they kill everything. Like so I'm quite okay with like Tony saying, when I brought you in, I'll take you out. Deuces. Yeah. And I'm okay. And Raquel, even like her and Mercedes stuff, that I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Like their little thing that they had for the fight next week. I mean, Mercedes can talk, it turns out. You don't ever get to hear her do it.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a good match.
And
I think Mercedes is going to carry it.
Maybe it's, backstage, it's, taking things, not like walking on eggshells, but maybe they're finally okay. Let's, let some of these people talk because they can talk, but then they're afraid they're just gonna screw it up.
How much they did that in the Attitude Era. What, they screw up, let them go back out there again. What? Like, sorry, guy, figure it out. Look how good everything got.
Like you had,
they can do it.
Like
short and simple.
Then you probably had to earn it back. I mean, I
And
hate
they
to say
made
it,
them go out there and
I
they
hate
made
to
them
say
earn
it.
it back.
I watched the Miz 24 documentary,
And
and
Miz 24.
they did it. They
It's
made a
new,
Miz
isn't it?
24.
See, it's on
Yeah,
Peacock. I don't
and
go on Peacock. It's the
and
Antichrist.
let me tell you, when he screwed up that whole diva search thing, when he tried to say the phone number,
Yeah.
he made a solemn promise to Vince, and Vince is like, "I know you won't let it happen again," and he never did.
Why? 'Cause I will put your ass on TV every 5 seconds, and you will.
Yeah.
Never. And I'll make sure it
And
doesn't.
you know what? Not to go off a siren, but kudos for Cena for putting Miz out there and really giving him props. That
A lot, and Randy too.
oh yeah,
Randy
a
has
lot of them did.
post the last couple days saying he busted his ass and he deserved it.
Yeah,
And he has. I mean, for how long he's been there, literally. Most of the time he just shows up, gets not Intercontinental title, and just gets his ass whooped for months on end.
Simple, easy fact of the night: if Miz wins one more Intercontinental, he is tied with Chris Jericho. By the way,
Let's not let that happen. So just for the amount of work, like Jericho wasn't gone nearly as much as Miz making movies and stuff. Like, just who else could they throw in there during when Jericho was gone during the PG era? Like, let's just give it to Miz. Why? Because we know he won't put it up. Why? Because everybody sucks.
I have to say it, but Miz really made the Intercontinental title something again.
John
He really
Cena
did.
sucks. Whoever made it white, though, can we go back to the black one from the Attitude Era? I'm sorry, I just liked it better.
I think that was Cody Rhodes.
It was, and he's
I was
gone
gonna say, I
now.
was pretty sure it was Cody
And he
Rhodes.
stole, and he bought out so many copyrights and pissed off Vince so bad. Let's just go back to the black one. It made me smile.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
did see
smile a lot.
I did see a post for tomorrow night's retro SmackDown if the titles were
Yeah, I
still
saw-
what they were
I've
back
seen,
in the 90s. That is kind of cool.
And I saw if they switched everybody's, please, for the love of God, don't ever do a retro Raw and put a Divas title on Rhea's shoulder.
Yeah.
Please, for what? I don't care what you do with it. Tag titles look better. US title, it's about the same.
Oh, better.
You put a
better to have-
Divas title on anyone's shoulder right now, everyone's turning off. Everyone's changing the channel.
I would rather see the women's title than the Divas title if I had a choice.
If they're gonna split them up, just give both of them women's titles.
Yeah.
Just keep the Davis title buried. In fact, cut it even if you take the women's title and split it in half, like they did with Lay Cool. Give one half to Raw, one half to SmackDown. Here you go. What you guys are both like? Why? Because the Divas title is dead.
Yeah.
Dead. Just like Shotzi and Ember. But by the way, God bless Dexter Loomis and that mustache.
As always.
Standing there holding his roses. Candace closes the blinds. Just God bless him. I had my shirt on, but somebody didn't call me last night. Still love you. I think I figured out what to do with my Wednesdays now, and it doesn't involve you, so you can actually have a night to breathe. I don't apparently like to breathe. But you'll love it because what I'm planning on doing will be a complete cluster. I guarantee you. God, it'll be good. Or I'll have no hair and I'll go bald and I'll look like you by the time we do our next show because I'll just lose my mind and go full Britney. It's Britney, bitch.
You with a bald head. Oh my God. I'd lose my.
I could dye it orange and be like Rowan. Why? I'm ugly enough. Ain't that the truth? Heyo. At least I don't have a fake spider in my cage.
True.
I don't have a cage, but sure as hell don't have an animatronic spider. After all those months, that's what they gave him. That's how you knew Rowan was gone, right there. And by the way, for another thing, for people that don't know, the Bludgeon Brothers Shamburger with Harper and Rowan is delectable. He killed it on that one.
Yeah.
That was the best, those two, ever. The Bludgeon Brothers. People just stopped getting hurt. When I say people, I mean Rowan. God, that was so good.
Yeah.
They were so good together. God, I just saw the Shamburger today again. I was like, man, he did a good job of that.
Yeah.
That's one of those you'd be all, yep, I know who that is. Without even having to think. But we're going to get to the end of the night and the $1 Million Man irritating me. no, at least it wasn't Cameron Grimes. He irritated Cameron Grimes, but then we had to hear Cameron Grimes yell.
Yeah.
Jen ruined the whole moment. But Indy and Candice against Shotzi and Ember, I did like Ember coming out looking like Voorhees, and Shotzi coming out with the whole Freddy Krueger thing going on. Because
that was cool. I did see a poster earlier.
So I was pre-warned.
Yeah,
damn it, cool. They ruined it. Like you ruined it. But I was okay with them not with them doing it, and just to see, I'm a horror freak though, so I mean, I got all the nightmares out there. I got most of the Halloweens. Like I'm a horror guy.
Definitely the main event was worthy of the main event. It was very good. It's overall solid A.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Did you notice the tables like that they were pulling out outside the ring, and the ladders were about 3/4 size of the normal ones? I went, that table is really, really tiny. And then they're later on in the match, I look at what that ladder is like the size of me. Even my ladder is bigger than me. Like they pulled out the baby ladders and tables, but damn it, I mean, Candice and them weigh 3 pounds.
Oh,
they weigh.
It's better. It's better than if the tables were made out of cardboard and pillows.
But like they weigh this much. I'm saying they weigh this much, so I fully get that. They can't have like 12 pounds breaking through the same thing. Like I get that, so I understood. But that was what I noticed. And otherwise, a great match. No one else got involved. Shotzi was doing that cross body off of whatever the hell you want to call that. I mean, she dove off of there, put her through the announce table. I mean, they did great high spots. They did great normal wrestling. There was psychology. I mean, everything was. Am I a Shotzi person? Yes. Was I happy to see Ember actually doing something after how much they wasted her on the main roster?
Oh, yeah.
Do I think this is where the two teams end? No.
It's going to be a lot of back.
I think they could drag it out for a bit because who else do they have really that's built? Yeah. But they put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the whole Edge and Christian versus Hardy Boys, or Hardy Boys versus Dudleys, or Dudleys versus Edge,
Indy,
that kind of feel.
And Indy has looked way better since she joined the way.
And they don't need to necessarily always put the titles on the line either. So they could
they could literally drag it out. They could like get the rematch, but then they could have another match like in singles. I beat you in singles, and she beats in singles, and they get another shot at the title. Like they could drag it out for But again, what else do they have in the women's tag title? Like it was a great idea at the beginning until they gave the title to Raquel. Granted, Raquel and Dakota, like no one believed that anyway, but it was good. Like I was sitting there watching it going, because I saw the end, like that was the one that I got spoiled on. Like I opened up Facebook and I don't know if it was you or someone sharing. I was just thinking, God, well, at least I don't have to watch the main event now, but I still did.
No, I don't think I shared any of the results or anything like that. I just shared the outfit.
I don't know who it was, but it was good.
Did I share the outfit post?
No, I don't think you did. No, I don't think you did on the page. You didn't do it on the page. You did it on your own personally. You didn't do it on the page.
Okay.
But it was, again, great match, great back. Indy looks way better since she started, like.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, suddenly her skills didn't get 1,000 times better since in the 3 matches she had since she's been in the way. They just let her do more, and like it came through there. Yeah. Candice always looks good, and Candice finally gets a title run because it has been a long time coming.
Yeah, she's been way.
Austin and them are just going to get their heads taken off. And after Gargano was involved, well, there's this odd feeling that Theory's going to get murdered next week. And then Johnny's going to get murdered very shortly afterwards, just because, well, he attacked him too. So we don't have to worry about the North American title in fact, doesn't Bronson get a North American title match next week? So there he'll lose that. And then they could just have all of that happen. Like they could spin that out to do that for next couple of weeks. I'm okay with that. But why else would they have Johnny be that much part of it if Bronson wasn't going to get his moment? Because
Bronson's due.
Why else would they waste Gargano just with the North American title for a couple weeks, just getting mauled by Karrion Kross? Because
hopefully
he mauled 5 people.
Hopefully they don't do something stupid in the fact that
Didn't you know that should be the
It
name of
ends
the
up
show?
being it ends up being a program between Gargano versus Theory. I really hope they don't go that stupid route
I hope.
because
I'm okay if
I
I'm
could
okay if
see
they do that after this whole cross thing's over.
yeah
Just Theory, I'm sorry. We've seen
Yeah.
him like before he got to NXT, like he has the talent. He really is that good.
Yeah.
And having him play just half wit, as much as I like seeing him just get flung left, right, and differently, like he's not that stupid. And I've seen
No,
his
he's
stuff
not.
before he got there. He really is that talented at that age.
Oh yeah.
Like him and Gargano could put on gold for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Like they could elevate that whole thing and no one would complain.
Yeah.
They could just keep going and going and going. And I'd be okay with it. So,
Yeah.
It's just
Like I could see the Karrion Cross match happening first with Austin Theory, and then Theory coming out with Gargano for the title match and doing something stupid, which then in turns
costs him
Gargano losing and then
if it helped, and that would be a good
Theory.
And then Gargano could finally move up in Theory, finally gets the title, and he could because Gargano should go up. Like him and Candice are nowhere near done.
Yeah.
And they can move the whole entire and especially as they're not doing live shows or traveling.
Yeah.
Like they're all right there, inside of 30 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Doing one day a week. They could easily let him get up there and get his feet wet on the main roster while Candice and Indy stay down there, do the women's they could until we finally get live shows. I know Florida stopped all their protocols, but there's a lot of states that haven't, and they're not going to do that. So they could stay in Florida for a long time. I'm okay if they keep it there, but they could wait till everything's going and they could build it and he can get the main roster. They could stay down there and they could actually really
or take some of the guys and I mean the way they did Survivor Series a couple years ago with involving NXT. That's
do it again this year.
That's when you can take 5 guys that really don't have anything much going on or may not have something going on here in the next, month or so and
start doing it.
Involve the Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT thing again. Bring 5 guys up to the main roster, have a few one-on-one matches from whoever the supposed 5 guys are going to be from Raw, the 5 guys that are going to be from SmackDown, have them intermingle in singles matches.
As long as they don't cost as much as the 5 Guys restaurant, I'm okay with it. Because Cookout's better and it costs a quarter of the price. But they could. I was really especially with everyone being right there on top of each other.
Yeah, why
not? They went from having NXT at Survivor Series. COVID happens. NXT won that year, and then they weren't involved at all this year.
That's what I'm saying.
That, I think, was a really bad call.
Even though it's not in front of a live crowd, at least give them that bigger
platform,
that bigger platform, the bigger stage, and a bigger stage where, I mean, I know they're pumping crowd noise and
yes,
a whole bunch
they
of
have
LED
at least they have
screens.
at least they have no choice though this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this time they get a break for pumping and crowd noise and reactions because they have no other choice.
Yeah.
Because of but I think sooner or later they're going to start doing the NXT thing now that Florida lifted their thing, and I think they're going to start having some kind of people there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be full, but I think they're going to have at least a row or so, the amount of people around the ring to at least have some kind of real reaction, just because Florida uplifted all that stuff, so they can.
Yeah.
And it's Vince. He likes making a buck.
Vince is going to capitalize on it.
So I think, and I'm not complaining. I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I think the more real life
honestly,
people will be great.
With the Thunderdome, you could probably do up to 5 rows and the rest LED screens. Why not?
Alternate.
Yeah. I mean, especially, I don't know what Florida's things going on. I know here in Pennsylvania.
They just banned everything.
I know here.
He just executive ordered, DeSantis did all orders. All emergency orders and everything for Florida just got wiped out this week. I think on Monday he wiped them all out, except for schools. Right. Schools still have their distancing, their masks, but everything else, I'm pretty sure if I read correctly, he just canned every last bit of it on Monday. So they're open for open. So I don't want it to go full because just because it's still too early. Even though I think they could go full and no one would give a damn because no one's a bunch of pussies.
And that's the thing, if there are some restrictions that Vince may have, just for the simple fact is, if you're going to go with live crowds, okay, people that are going to want to travel to the event.
Yeah, it's
You know
people
what I
near
mean?
their
Like people are coming out of
superstars. That
state.
all
You know,
like
yeah,
be smart about it. You know, have like you
Yeah.
can have a row of people here, 2 LED lights, a row of people, LED, row of people, LED
Yeah.
screens. Like you could do that and
Yeah.
at least get enough people in there to actually give a real reaction, because it doesn't take that many people
Yeah.
to get noise. Listen to NXT.
Yeah.
They have what, a
I
line
mean,
of people
let's
around
be honest, probably in the Thunderdome, you could probably comfortably fit 10,000 between,
easily.
yeah, with, distancing.
With still Thunder, like the screens there for other people, like so they can still get
Yeah.
their spot. People like they could do that. They could easily do that. Do it like they did Mania. You know, the thing there, set it all up. I mean, like they could adjust it. You know, Vince will do it if it can make him $1. It's Vince.
Yeah.
One person likes $1 more than most people I know, Chuck included. It's Vince McMahon. I think they'll do it, but as they just
Yeah.
lifted everything, I'm going to wait and see when they go back to Full Sail.
Yeah.
Wait and see what, but that's up to the university because they have their own thing, you know. But I can't wait till they go back to their till NXT goes home.
Yeah.
And has their people in there, because all bets are off then. That's
Yeah.
going to be a show that I'm watching regardless of what's going on. I'll tell you to piss off. I'll tell everyone. I'll just turn everything off. Try and get me. I'm watching this. Deal with it. Because that'll be amazing. And I think it's coming. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I know as they got rid of the restrictions, but the schools still have it. So we'll wait and see. But they could have people in the Thunderdome now. If the restrictions are gone in Florida, like WrestleMania went off without having a massive thing. So a few people in Raw, at least, just in SmackDown, just to get people there for like some kind of real reaction would be amazing for the product, I believe. Because NXT's had people the whole time, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Small little amount of people around the ring the whole time, with people intermingling during their matches. So we'll see, but I hope they do it safely.
Yes.
Even though I don't believe
common sense is supposed to be a common virtue, but not all the time.
Not in this country, not for a long time. I'm going to go with Simba from The Lion King. I laugh in the face of danger. Except guess what? There's no hyenas to come laugh at me. Deal with it. Never mind. I was close. But yeah, like I think we'll all be okay. If they do it safely, everyone will be okay. Just like the Super Bowl, just like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of stuff down there. No one's had any super spreading catastrophe. So I think in a couple months we'll see it. Yeah, I think Vince will keep playing it safe just because. Because again, people coming from out of state, he still has to deal with the superstars getting it, and then
or play it safe where you can, kind of expand in a couple of states, like maybe Georgia, South Carolina. Keep it close, but make it sensible in the fact
so
that
people that make it maybe even so only people from that state, except for pay-per-views, make it so only people from that area, that state can go. So you're like, there's no intermingling of states and people that have different things. Like everyone from one state that's had the same guidelines together.
Yeah,
because we've been doing it at stores and restaurants and everything else.
And be smart about it. Fly all your superstars, both Raw and SmackDown, to one location in the state. Do Raw and SmackDown in the same hometown. That way, you give enough opportunity for the people in that state that can't make it to Raw could make it to SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like,
especially if they're only going from Florida, North and South Carolina. Bless them.
Yeah, it's like what?
You don't even like put them on the corporate jet.
2-hour flight, not even. I mean,
put them on the corporate jet.
Yeah.
You can fit them all. I guarantee you there won't be any heavy drinking, Ric Flair in a robe naked, wrestling.
I cannot wait for that Dark Side of the Ring episode. I cannot wait.
The flight from hell. Like, I can't wait. But now that we're done with NXT, I do want to get into one thing quick because I saw you share it and it intrigued me, and I don't give a damn how tired you are. You made me wait. I'm going to keep you up for an extra couple minutes. It was who is the greatest WWE champion? And I don't want to get into who's the best ever because there's a lot. That's up for great debate. I want to go over each. I want to go over each belt. Who you think held that belt? It was the best with that belt for that era. Like the first one. There's Bret Hart holding the winged eagle in the front. Like, who do you think was the best there? Bret Hart was great. Shawn was more memorable getting it.
Yes.
Yoko, if he just took better care of himself, he could have been
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
hands down.
He was the probably freak that he was a freak. Like what he could do, he just
Yeah.
couldn't. Like Yoko was great.
Very kind-hearted person.
He was super kind-hearted. He was,
Yeah.
he had demons. Everyone has demons, and well, sadly, most people succumb to said demons. But he was phenomenal with what he did.
Oh yeah.
He was great. I don't know
Always
about
put others before
everyone,
himself.
even students. Like put them right there. Here you go. Stay with me. I got you. Like he was very like you saw the icons where
Mhm.
one
Yep.
for him, Rikishi was what bought the house, wouldn't have had heat in the house if it wasn't for Yoko saying, here you go, blank check, do whatever you have to do. Like he was a really good dude. So
Yeah.
I would put Yoko because, but he didn't hold it for that long. So maybe the boyhood
No.
dream of Shawn Michaels has come true. That's the most iconic moment, I believe.
Of course.
That match was great.
Yeah.
Like if you never like watched that Iron Man match, was it 0-0 until they had to go to like sudden death? Like that was a match.
Yeah.
And Brett, there he is holding the title. Like you can't see the picture. I can. You shared it though. Like he was phenomenal to be able to hold the match for over an hour. Like how good that was. But I think he was the best. Like Yoko would have to be the best, but Shawn for showmanship over Brett. No offense to Brett, but Shawn had the full pack. He could like really, really talk.
Yeah.
Really, really, really talk. Sometimes to his detriment. Actually, normally to his detriment. But I would have to put it between Yoko and Shawn.
Yeah.
Other people held it, but Yoko again was a freak. Hulk didn't need it that time. And Brett was, he really was one of the best technicians ever. He really, really was. It's just he's still so bitter about everything. Like he won't let it go. He's like Jim Cornette. It's been almost 30 years. Let it go. So, you agree with Yoko and Shawn?
Yeah.
Just because Yoko is a freak and Shawn was all around the best they had.
Yeah.
Now the Big Eagle.
But I'd have to say though, Yoko in the fact that if I had to choose between both of them, I would probably say Yoko in the sense of humanity, like just again how he took care of others,
especially with where Shawn was at that time.
Yeah,
Yoko never cared. Yoko was he was an angry. He was the biggest monster heel they had in a very long. And look at him as a human being, though. Shawn was out there like, look at me, great guy, biggest heel in the company. Not on camera. He was just a dick.
Yeah,
he'll even admit it.
Yeah, for humanitarians,
Yoko gets it.
Yeah, Yoko gets it,
especially again, for his size and the human, and how he
not
could
to
move.
Reiterate, but when you mention Yoko, like I can't.
He was like I was
anyone more caring.
Kane, maybe. Kane's been known as being not. Yeah. Kane's been known to be there humanity-wise. Like it's just the nicest guy you'll ever meet, and give you the shirt off your back, Kane. But otherwise, you don't hear a lot of stories about that.
Yeah.
Punk for Mercury.
Yeah.
That was the one guy he was nice to. He didn't really like most people, but
just most recently, DDP's helped a lot, but Big Cass.
DDP, he has helped. Him.
Foley,
Stone Cold, Hall, Jake. His list goes on and on and on. But he didn't have that Winged Eagle title, so he doesn't count. But yes, he will probably DDP, biggest humanitarian, ever in the whole entire business. For all, we just listed off how many people. Right there, just that he saved from literal self-destruction and death. He gets that one. But Yoko for the Winged Eagle era.
Yeah.
Because by the time they switched to the Big Eagle, which Rock was holding in the picture, then when DDP was doing his thing, and he's since done everything since then. But Yoko wins for the Winged Eagle for me. Just because, again, his size, what he could do in the ring, how big of a good person, how good of a human being he was, he wins that one. I don't really have one for the Big Eagle. Big Eagle, that was the best. Between Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, there are so many people that held it.
Yeah.
So good. Personally, I like Stone Cold the most because I have the most memories of Stone Cold. Even though The Rock and the promo with, and and I have a $2 slut for a wife. Like, you know, him doing all 5 of them. I did it. Word the Rock. Sorry, I can't cross my eyes when I do it, but you know, like for entertainment value, he won.
Yeah.
For just moments, Stone Cold wins it.
Yeah.
No offense to The Rock. Sorry, but
And for heel purposes, Triple H.
Yeah.
Like they're all to me, they're all tied because they had their own individual
their
things.
own
Like,
individual thing, and they're all very unique with
like,
it.
yeah,
Like, they all had their own thing.
their uniqueness in their own category.
And look at Foley. Look at them. He didn't hold it nearly as many times as them, but look what he did when he had it. Like, it was
Look
just,
at the story it told.
yes, there was just such an era of like
Tony really thought he was going to ruin that.
Yeah,
Sorry, Tony, you didn't.
And look at the era though. Like, again, look at Taker, Rock, Stone Cold, Foley, like everyone, like in that era, everyone was on fire. So
yeah,
like time before that with Yoko and all them, that was easier to pick. This one, I mean, I guess everyone was really
more
had their
character
thing.
development.
Yeah, like everyone was like, that was again, everyone. We have the golden era. No, the Attitude Era was the golden era. Sorry.
Yeah.
No offense to the '80s and all of you, but the Attitude Era shattered everything you guys did.
Yeah.
You could have put WrestleMania on the Mars. Everyone would have figured out how to get a ticket to get their ass to Mars to be there to watch it.
Or if you're Cameron Grimes, at least make it to the moon.
Let me send to a moon in another galaxy. In a galaxy far, far away. Why couldn't we have talked about this on May 4th? A galaxy far, far away, what we shot Cameron Grimes into a cannon into outer space and just said, see you later, pal. And buttholes. See? She doesn't even know what we're talking about. We're talking about Cameron Grimes. I think he is way worse than a butthole. She said it way nicer. See? Read the energy in the room. I hate Cameron Grimes.
Oh, Buster looks like roadkill.
He does. Attitude Era, the undisputed title.
Well,
not Hogan.
Undisputed. Well, the undisputed title kind of made it. I would call it
the single title.
Ruthless Aggression Era.
Oh, yeah. Like, Brock held it great.
Yeah.
Burt held it great.
Yeah.
Taker with You're Gonna Pay held it phenomenally, and he wins.
The story built up between Triple H coming back, winning the Rumble, facing Jericho.
But that was
just
still
that. Yeah, when it was still 2 belts.
Yeah.
I still miss.
See,
that.
I considered the undisputed. I'm talking undisputed, just 1 belt.
Yeah,
just one.
I mean, if you're talking undisputed title in general,
that was the best story they told. Was him coming back, the Jericho thing.
Yeah,
like everything with Stephanie, like fling, wedding ring, all of that. That was the best thing they put with all of that. But if we're talking the single individual belt,
yeah. But Taker. Again, but yeah, I mean, Taker hands down. Just again, that match with Jeff Hardy, man.
And if you never watched it, Raw, I have it wrote down somewhere. I'm not going through all these pages, but Raw, whenever the hell that was. Why is Taker in a ladder match? That's why. He was very giving. He sold everything. Yeah. He took every bump he had to, and that was one of the best matches in Raw history.
Yeah.
Like, Taker was so giving to a slightly sketchy Jeff Hardy at the time.
Yeah.
Slightly. But he's still better than Matt, regardless of how sketchy he was. Sorry, Matt. We like Jeff more. Shucks. No one cares about you, Matt. Everyone loved Jeff. And Taker coming back. I never read anything about if it was in story or not. But Taker coming down, just raising Jeff's hand that last time instead of, choke slamming him again. He only choke slammed him off a ladder a bunch. But that was still him raising Jeff's hand. Well, there you go. What? Congratulations. A few times. Everyone says you buried people. What? He made Jeff that night.
Yeah.
Jeff unmade himself. The Taker did everything he had to do in that match. And he made anyone that he fought look really, really good for the title. And look, people like Jeff Hardy, like who the hell would have thought Jeff Hardy was ever going to be in that situation at that point? And Taker made him look like gold. Granted, what'd he do? Way ahead of his time. Yeah. No one's ever going to do it like him. but he made Jeff look really good that night. Jeff made him look really good that night. Because again, Taker ladders, no one would have saw that coming. And he
No,
gets on his
not at all.
Harley and he rides away again. Dead man walking. So you have way more moments of that song than I do anyone else with that title.
Yeah.
Did some crazy stuff, but I mean, Brock came in and beat The Rock within what, 10 minutes? No offense. I mean, he really
And then
did.
tried to do a shooting star press and it was
Hey,
like,
he did
tap
it.
his neck.
He did it way farther in rehearsals earlier in the day. No, he did it easier, just not as far. And so obviously he tried to shoot 3/4 of the way across the ring when he weighed 290 pounds doing a shooting
I
star
I
press.
did see come across my feed. There was a backstage photo that was taken of Briscoe holding Brock. He has a big old gouge in his head.
Just
Like, yeah,
half dead looking too.
yeah.
What happened to him? No idea, but he's fine.
Walk it
He-
off.
He's like, he's only 90% dead. It's okay. And then really the last two are Randy holding the title and then AJ. I mean, both they're slightly different, the titles, but again, same era. So
Yeah,
slight differential. They never really changed anything. Randy during that PG thing, I think really held it down, him and Cena.
yeah.
Batista was in there. Batista came and went. But like those three, and JBL had time with both the Undisputed and like the Undisputed title. He should still be in there for what he did.
Well,
He was a great
Undisputed
heel.
then went back to the WWE title.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he was a great
Yeah.
heel during all that. But Randy, Jeff, say Batista was there, and then AJ's when he came in, he held it down for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, they built everyone else. AJ was like, look how long it took him to get in there.
But I do want to do one single shout out for when that Undisputed title became the WWE title and still brings goosebumps and stands my hairs up on end is when Eddie Guerrero won it at WrestleMania 20.
Was that the untying his boot? And Kurt's cranking and his foot just like he pulls and his foot. There's Kurt holding his
Pretty
boot.
sure.
He rolls him up and dives into the crowd. And what we have, Viva La Raza, and everyone exploded. You know what else? You know what else happened that night?
Somebody else won a belt too.
Let's just smile and nod because it was a great moment at the time. And I still can't take away from his wrestling career how it all turned out. But I mean,
his in-ring ability was.
Everyone warned him for decades what that was going to lead to, and well, it did. Thank God for Chris Nowitzki too, and what he's been doing with concussions and CTE and all that. He deserves lots of credit, even though the WWE will never give him any credit for it.
No.
Because, well, you know what? This is what happens when you keep pounding your brains into the. Vince hates him probably. Vince hates everyone though. Don't take it personally, Chris. Take it personal when they make you talk about how good Yale is while you're on Harvard campus after you graduate there on Tough Enough. Take that offensively. Don't take that offensively. Chris has done a great job with. He got Junior Seau. I mean, he got a lot of brains. And he's done a lot of good work, so he deserves that. But that was a hell of a night.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like Eddie Guerrero? Just steel chair, toss, fall over.
Yeah.
Wait, just everything that Eddie did was great. I don't want. I mean, I want to say if he didn't tragically pass away, he would have been the best.
Oh yeah.
Like the role he was on when that happened.
Yeah.
No matter what he touched, whether it was that title, him and Chavo as tag titles, him and Ray as tag champion, like all of it.
Yeah.
No one would have touched that if he didn't pass away. Sadly, but can't change that.
Yep.
Tragedy, but that was a real tragedy. Actually, that was heartbreaking. Everything that happened to the other guy, just because his family was involved.
Yeah.
And by the way, his kid looks just like him. It is terrifying. It freaks me out, and I can't watch that Dark Side of the like. I can't watch Dark Side of the whatever the hell anymore because that one. Because I was looking, I'm like, good damn. Well, thank God. Thank God you didn't want to be a wrestler. Well, because no one would hire you. Like, who's he? You can name him anything else. Everyone will be all like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
I know who his dad is. Why just look at him.
And we're not talking about Dominic Mysterio either.
No, we are
Oh,
not.
we're not going that route. No.
His name starts with a D, but it sure as hell is not Dominic.
Yeah.
And he's been doing a great job. For a shout out to him while we're on him.
Yeah.
I mean, to hold his own with. I mean, he was in Seth with Seth in his first match. Heyo, he was with him. So anyone's gonna look good, but he held his own. He's holding his own, so that's a good thing. But yeah, Eddie. See, God,
I think we need to do a top 5 Eddie Guerrero, either matches or moments,
Hey.
whatever you want to do.
dude,
A lot of the moments happen during the matches. So how about we do matches?
him
Matches
just
with the moments.
him just. There's the referee turn on. Ring the bell. And he just laughs, rolls away.
Yeah.
Does the little shoulder thing that I can't do because I've like just
It's called a shoulder shimmy there, buddy.
I don't have any. The only thing that shimmies is my hip. The shoulder doesn't even move. I have to walk on my hip, so it still shimmies. But him doing that, like he just He did it untying his boot. So there's just
Yeah.
just roll up, done. Like I mean, he did so many little things.
Yeah.
He was the master of doing the little things that made the match. Like his psychiatry was just. It was never really big things. It was just a bunch
I
of little
think-
things.
I mean, again, everything with Chavo, with Angle, even with China.
And he was
everything.
Latino Heat.
Yeah.
That was as close to King as I can get. Don't worry. When we do the episode, I'll squeak for everybody.
Honestly, I think the only gripe I have is they wasted the Radicals.
Hey,
They-
but
they-
Harry Saturn, like we got Terry Reynolds and Moppy. I mean, who the hell did?
I mean, as far as Radicals as a
Oh, I know what you
faction,
mean, but
Yeah.
why do you think I'm pulling out Moppy? Like we
Yeah.
didn't have much to go with there. Moppy. Like if you're pulling out Moppy, we're showing exactly how much they wasted the Radicals.
Yeah.
Dean Malenko loved Lita until Matt beat the hell out of him. Perry Saturn had a mop. And well, Eddie had
his
everything
own
he did,
demons.
but he got over them. Tragically,
Yeah.
they ended up getting him in the end anyway. And then, well, there's that other guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, if I ever win one of those framed up autographs like that, I don't give a damn. I'm hanging it on the wall. We're going to talk about them because I just deal with it. Judge me. Everyone in my neighborhood does when I walk by them. I get the hi. I just smile and wave because I know I'm a better person there. But yeah, Eddie Guerrero, we'll do that one day. Like that's gonna for matches because that's just we can't do that this
Yeah.
week. That's too many hours and hours and hours of just.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can go through ECW, WCW, like there's so many matches.
Well, like I'm
We'll
saying,
go
like,
WWE.
matches that had there's moments you'll remember.
Hey, I mean, well, fine. Kurt Angle, sure, there's a JBL one.
Yeah.
And he was running around screaming at illegal immigrants for crossing the border in Texas. Thank you, JBL. And then you look at us now. He was right. He was right. He's a bully, but he might have got one right. Damn you, JBL. But you know, we can do. Like, I'm sorry, how many? Like all the times, no matter what, one spot. We'll just do one spot, and we'll go over all the times where he just slammed a steel chair off the mat, just threw it at the person, fell over, and then Mike Chioda turns around, and goes, "There." Like Mike Chioda was involved in like 90% of those.
Yeah.
God bless Mike Chioda. I can't believe they fired him last year.
Yeah.
Like Mike Chioda, like
And Mike Chioda was the seniorest ref
like you like
last year.
by like a million years. Like you got rid
I
of.
mean, now given AEW's been around for what, 2 years, going on 3. They
Well,
obviously hired Hebner, but then that left Mike Chioda as the most senior ref. I'm like,
Hey.
really? Really?
We still got little Nate. We still got little Nate. She's not going
Pretty sure
anywhere.
he's probably the most senior ref.
You know
now.
why? Because little Nate still looks like he's 12 years old. Especially if you put him next to Nate.
Yeah.
Nate is old.
And probably just as short as Little Nate now.
Good old little Nate though. God, I was so happy they kept him and not that Patrick Robinson left-handed guy.
Yeah.
Nick Patrick. There you go. I hated Nick Patrick. Like he's a referee. I don't care. I hated seeing him just count. He made me angry. Like he ruined matches. Just like he double cocked. Like just put your arm up and down, stupid. Like you're a referee. It's not that hard. That's why Vince fired you the second he could. Because you sucked. You're like Cameron Grimes. You're just terrible. And I hate you. And take Frankie Monet with you. Keep the fluffy dog. Get rid of her. Because I like dogs. Damn it. Even my rotten zombie dog. I love him too. He's sleeping, so I can't hurt his feelings. You've met him. He kind of looks like a zombie.
Yeah.
You're like, is he alive? I don't know. Still breathing. You know what the best thing is about tomorrow? It's going to be the first time ever of the show, and especially since you joined. We're not doing previews because there's no damn point. So we can just talk about whatever the hell we want and actually have a good time and screw it, because they're going to tell us 3 things for the night and then they're going to change 2 of them before the show even starts.
And add 5 more last minute things that make no sense. Well, not necessarily SmackDown. Usually Raw does that.
But still, like they told us like 2 things so far. Like there's no damn point. So we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want.
I'm sure.
Saturday we'll talk about SmackDown.
I'm sure it's going to be a fallout from last week.
Always.
Going to run his gums, or
Always.
Heyman's going to say something. Cesaro's going to
Always.
get involved. I think we know
Always.
Rollins and Cesaro are having a match.
Always. Like I said,
with-
there's no point to doing previews except for pay-per-views, which means guess what, everybody? 2 Sundays from now, you're getting the best pre-show ever. Maybe one day when we have a website, we'll take Daniel Stevens' advice. We could do live, and they could watch us as we stare at the pay-per-views and see our reactions when I completely what the. And it's okay because I'll have my own website, so no one can be offended. Facebook won't block me for going, are you kidding me? When Eva Marie comes out and does something and just pisses me off to no end. Except I'll pay.
And who knows? Who knows? By then, Daniel Stevens might be over for said pay-per-view, and
Yeah, we can have.
he'll get to join us.
It could be a triple threat of just what the, and I'll point my camera that way, so all you'll have is microphone. You don't have to see. You'll see things flying.
Are we allowed to point our cameras at the screen? Because then people could technically watch it.
Fine, then I'll just point it at the wall. As a matter of fact, if we do it though, we can record it if we're not on thing and not go live. And then if we like, you can just stare at my face the whole time and whatever. But we can find a way where they can get live reactions to us just going, "Are you kidding me?" It's okay because I'm not getting monetized by YouTube. Neither are you, believe it or not. So we can say as many times as we want, and they can't do anything about it because they're not paying us. Literally, Rumble doesn't care. YouTube apparently is offensive. But one day, still got next week. Cover tomorrow. We'll go over. I want to go over the RVD thing and just have a debate.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff you shared. You and Dan have been
I
on
have
fire.
I have to see what. Yeah.
You and Dan have been on fire. I've been drying. I even shared some stuff to the page for a change. See, I comment a lot, but I'm normally just pissing off people on the other page because that's what I do. I love wrestling, but I like pissing off liberals at the same time. Progressives, sorry. Progressives.
Gotta be politically correct.
Progressives, because they're out of their mind. But it was a good night.
Yeah.
Covered a lot. And NXT didn't suck like at all, except for Cameron Grimes.
Yeah. And Frankie Monet.
See, I forgot about her. Like it was that little.
Can't we just put them both in a spaceship and just launch to Mars, knowing that they'll never come back?
Hell, can't we just put Cameron Grimes and her together? Why sooner or later it'll suck so bad they'll have no choice but to take them off of TV. Put them together. Why? People will be like, what? Take them off. We're not watching. They're like, really? And then people will stop watching. Like, okay, well, you guys are gone. Oh, you were serious? Like, yes. What? Make him go away? I can't. I don't know anyone that likes Cameron Grimes. At least Frankie Monet just got there. No one likes Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Like you had him running away from zombie referees, for the love of God. Oh, it's how to make him go away. Oh my God. Like I was more entertaining after I got ran over in the middle of the road and I was laying there. I was more entertained than Cameron Grimes. And I irritated a lot less people than Cameron Grimes. I hate him. Well, I don't hate him. I loathe him. Because in order to hate, you have to love it at some point.
Yeah.
Loathe the sight of him. He hurts
And
my brain.
Yeah.
And a stupid hat. Get a real hat. Then come and talk to me.
Yeah.
Shave your chest. No one wants to see a carpet running around. God, just stop talking about going.
It could be worse. He could be wearing a bandana with a fedora over his head
It
at
just
the same time.
yes, but stop being like the dollar store version of the $1 Million Man, for the love of God. And then they brought in the $1 Million Man just to make it even. Like, if I didn't have a brim in my hat, I'd be headbutting the desk right now. Like, we have the dollar store version of like, so you brought in, like, you spent money to bring the $1 Million Man in to do that.
Well, I'm sure he's got a Legends contract. I'm sure there's some
I
kind of clause where
don't
he has to
even-
make some kind of appearance.
Well, if that's the case, where the hell has he been for the last, like, since his kid left? Exactly. Could have just and punch him. Like, could have had Virgil come back and beat the living hell out of Cameron Grimes. Like, Virgil's doing signings all the time. He's still around. And just beat the hell out of him. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy. All smile. No one will care because it's Virgil beating up an idiot. Everyone wins. God, I hate Cameron Grimes. He's the reason I throw weights every morning. Because one day, you never know. They could take all these screws out of my spine and my pelvis and say, well, you can go be a wrestler. And I would just I'd work for free. Well, just let me come in and do it like that guy. I legitimately can't stand him. Like, I hear him coming and I leave the room purposely. I've even missed parts of good matches because I just left and came back 20 minutes later. And why? Because guaranteed he's not there anymore. Like, I hate him. Hate, loathe. Sorry, loathe. You have to love in order to hate. I can't stand him. I'm glad you're finally there with me. At least I'm not alone.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
But we'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. We have lots of lists. You have more lists than I do, but
Coming up pretty short here, though.
that's a good thing. You know what that is? You know what tomorrow's going to be? You know what tomorrow is?
Friday.
Well, congratulations, jackass. You don't say tomorrow's Friday.
Hey, the only thing I've got here is 25 shocking moments.
Screw it. What? We'll just go off the cuff tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll just go. Screw it. Just go. Whatever comes to anyone's mind, never mind moments.
I
We'll
don't
just
know. There's some
I'm
pretty.
saying you bring up a few moments, I'll bring up a few moments, and we'll just go up. We won't go through 25. We'll just hit like 10 moments. I get 5, you get 5. And we'll just blabber about that because we went an hour and 49 minutes just talking about theme music.
I'm sure you're going to rattle off something that's on my list. So,
because I just made the list repeatedly. I'm sure I'm like, it's me. Now I'm sure I can think of some of the ones that are on your list.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll do something special tomorrow for a change. We have Saturday. We have to talk about SmackDown, all of that. Yeah. Just something good tomorrow. So, that being said, I'm still ski.
And I'm about to go to bed.
Good night, buddy. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.